What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Deconstructing Hip Hop, the show where geek meets ghetto, aka the show where we break down classic hip hop beats using modern day music production tools. Now, today's track, De La Soul's Plug Tunin, is definitely just one of those tracks that has always stuck out to me in my mind when I think about that era, of hip hop from like 88 to 1992. 3 Feet High and Rising was just one of those albums that when you first heard it, you recognized, damn, this is really different from what was already out there at the time. But Prince Paul was just one of those guys who, at least in my mind's eye, always made all of the samples, regardless of where they come from, just blend together well. All right, and I could try to use a whole bunch of SAT words to describe how I feel about this man's production, but not for nothing. I still think the man is a genius because, his styles can range from the hip hop that, made him famous to something that's just way out there. Who can forget what he did with RZA and the Gravediggers? If I recall correctly, this album was dropped in 88 or 89. I want to say 89. Again, equipment-wise, I don't know. Everybody and their mother was either using Akai samplers, maybe MPC 60, S900. I don't know. I didn't really look up to see what year those bits of gear had dropped. But an SB 1200 was definitely available at that time. However, this track uses more than 10 seconds of sampling time, so if an SB12 was used, they probably would have had to track some of the samples that were on there. I am totally geeking out. But yeah, man, this track is made up, at least the version that I covered, because there are 2 versions of the song that really are well known. The one that I covered, which is the 12-inch version, is probably the simpler of the 2. And again, the word simpler has to be in air quotes. As usual, I ended up using Machine mostly today because I really wanted to test out the latest Machine update. As always, just let me know what you think, and if something needs tweaking, you know how to get at me. All right, first things first. I set the tempo down to 94 beats per minute. Now, this song is made up of 3 main samples. However, there are more that I didn't include, and depending on which version of the song you listen to, the number of samples you hear in the song varies. We're doing the original 12-inch, mostly because it's easier, and I do not feel like digging around the web to find the other samples. So yeah, the beat is made from Manzel's Midnight Theme. Now, this one has been sampled a couple of other times in hip hop. The one that jumps off the top of my head is Cypress Hill's How I Could Just Kill a Man. Now, I'm gonna solo this in Machine, and the reason is I sliced up the sample just so that I could adjust the tempo freely and do whatever it is that I need to do to get the beat to sound right. Either ways, this is what we came up with. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you've heard that before. Now let's unsolo this and let me talk to you about the main sample of this particular track. Now, it pretty much is made up of a couple of bars from The Invitation's The Writing on the Wall, or is it Written on the Wall? Either ways, there's something about writing and something about walls in the name of that song. And yeah, that was a track that was used. The main sample, that horn that with the bass that you hear, this, it's just a 1-bar sample from the very beginning of the song. Now, what you later on hear during one of the breaks in the track is this. Yeah, you know how that goes. And right off the bat, you could probably tell that I filtered out the bass from that one. Now, there were a couple of other drum elements. Prince Paul and De La had layered another snare on top of the Midnight Theme drum loop, and I really don't know where it came from. I know I've heard that snare before. I want to say I heard it in another Prince Paul beat, maybe in Diary of a Madman. I don't know. But I just took the snare from the Midnight Theme and EQ'd it, did a whole bunch of different things just to give it a different sound. Something that maybe occupies the same frequency spectrum as the snare that you hear in Plug Tunin. I grabbed a couple of hi-hats from Machine's library and just played them, adjusted with the pitch, and played them however the hell they came out. Now there's a little ride in the background that you hear. This is a sample that I don't know where it comes from. I'm not sure if this ride, you hear it sampled in Plug Tunin, if it's from the same sample where you get the hi-hats from. Now the other familiar sample that you'll hear is Billy Joel's Stiletto. If you're a real hip hop head, you'll be able to name at least 2 other songs that sampled this track. And that pretty much is it. I didn't do much playing with the levels on this track. I didn't really fully mix it, partially because of time. And the other reason is I'm never going to get the original sound that Prince Paul had gotten. I don't know what gear he used. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to try. I think it'd be foolish of me to try to replicate the sound of old gear having new stuff. So I really just wanted you guys to get a handle, possibly some appreciation for what went into producing this track. It's not just taking bits and pieces of one song and just layering it, but it's taking music from a bunch of different sources and making them work with one another. That's an art form that you really don't see done a lot nowadays. Now it's very synth heavy, and I'm not saying that that's bad at all. I'm just saying that this particular style of hip hop is something that really pays homage to what got hip hop started in the first place, which was taking another piece of music and somehow doing something to it to make it your own. All right, and nobody is ever going to mistake this cover for the original, but like I said, I really just wanted to at least highlight what went into making this track with respect to assembling all the different samples and just making them just so cohesive. Yeah, cohesive. Anyways, if you want to get at me, please, you can follow the show's Twitter feed at twitter.com/deconhiphop. Or if you want to follow my personal feed, which includes some of my other material, mental health related stuff, because I am a therapist by training, you can follow me at twitter.com/RogerGill79. Or if you'd like, you could actually like the Facebook page at facebook.com/deconstructinghiphop. That way you'll find out about new videos when they come out, and a lot of times I'll post a couple of videos about the particular track that I'm covering prior to the release of the episode, even though I haven't done that in the last couple of weeks. And but most of all, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/deconstructinghiphop. Now next week, I'm not exactly certain whether or not I'll be able to put up an episode. I am going to be going out of town for the weekend, but I still got another episode to make up, so I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to double up anytime soon on episodes, but we'll see where this goes. So yeah, man, get at me. Keep watching those old episodes, and please don't stop commenting. I do respond eventually. It just takes a while. Brother's kind of busy. Anyways, peace.